Hey everybody, welcome to Dragonbane at the Adventure Archive. How's it going? We got some people in the chat right now. Thanks for joining us. I know sometimes this isn't the best, West Coast time isn't the best for anybody else. But that's where I am, unfortunately. So, thanks for hanging out. Don't forget, like the stream if you're watching now, and like it if you're in the future watching the VOD. So before I begin, thank you again, as always. I thank him every week. Patrick, who is the amazing creator, developer of the Dragonbane system here for Foundry. So we're running that. If you guys are running Dragonbane, you should check it out. It makes your life a lot easier, especially if you're doing it online, streaming. Thank you, Andreas, for the tunes, as well as Noel and the label High Man Dare Catastrophe. You guys can check out all of their links down in the description. And what else? I guess that's it. So who do we got in the chat? We got Ian. What's going on? We got I think the rest of them are us, right? Accounts. There's got to be more. There's got to be more out there. Anyway, so I'll do a brief recap and then we'll get right into it because we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger and then I had to skip a week, which sucks, but that's life, I guess. So last time, after resupplying, you guys headed northeast? Yeah, northeast to follow some legend of a temple wreathed in purple flame, where you believe the final. Well, my mic just fell down. The final statuette piece is, which will bring us to the end game of this campaign. So that's why you guys are heading that direction. But while you were heading in that direction, strange stuff happened. The sky eclipsed, became dark, even though it wasn't dark, and you guys were flanked by the massive Magna Woods on your left and right as you were making your way down this this road, and you spotted some purple flames in the deep forest. So you guys decided to go investigate. Well, I guess what coaxed you to go investigate is you heard a demonic voice, at least Donovan did, that drew him inside. You guys went to go investigate. You found some kind of crazy cultish ritual going on in the forest. 3 goblins are held captive. It looks like they're going to be sacrificed. But you guys disrupted that pretty quickly, eliminated most of all of the cultists, I guess, except one, who eliminated himself because he cut his throat, dove into the purple flame at the very center of this altar slash shrine slash, I don't know what you want to call it, of Sathmog. You guys could tell it from far above. At least I think Gideon is the one who spotted it because he was tree frogging for a little while. And anyway, right after that, this character rose up, his eyes aflame, not purple but red, and you hear the voice uttering from this figure. So it appears as if this guy is possessed now by some demonic presence, one that may or may not know Donovan. So that's where we're going to begin tonight, everybody. Right at the middle slash end of combat, I guess. We'll see. So I can't remember if I had... Let's see here. I think it was a new round. I think? No. We're in the middle of a round. But this guy's dead. This guy's... Oh, I got to add this guy to the end initiative. Here, let me add him. There we go. So who was up? Actually, you know what? Let me just... Let's just do a new round here. Oh, I think it... There we go. That makes it easier. It's all fresh now. So we're going to begin. Like I said, this cult member who slit his own throat rose back up from the dead, eyes aglow, speaking in the demonic tongue, which turns into common every now and again, so you guys can understand what the hell he's saying. The goblins still seem to be somewhat bound by chain and by purple flame, because it's still just kind of growing yet again. I think I remember I said when he jumped into it, it kind of like snuffed out, but then it rose up again. Mm-hmm. So he is right in the center of this thing. You guys are surrounding him. Gideon, you are first up in initiative. What would you like to do?
So I'm assuming he's facing away from me at this point in
Yeah,
time.
yeah. He's probably has his back to you. Yeah, because where are you? You're way up here in the shadows. That's right.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sneak over here and attempt to free that little goblin guy.
Okay, so you are going to. Are you just going to move, or are you using your actual leap ability? Because
Oh,
you
I'm,
can
I'm
just.
actually just gonna
Okay,
move.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. You leap over there. Well, move over there. Whatever you want to call it. And yeah, this guy is chained up. You see that it looks like he's just kind of twisted and tied. It doesn't appear like there's any lock that you can see. So, if you want to start fiddling around with that, you can. Um, I will say if you want to, let's see here. Why don't you roll me a. No, not sleight of hand. I'll say you could do like an acrobatics maybe to expedite this. Because let's see. Let me roll a d4. And normally, let's say this thing takes. Oh, okay, it's just going to take one round. So I'll say it's going to take an additional round. If you want to just say I'm going to do this, or if you want to like have him free this round, then you can roll me like an acrobatics, or if you have another ability or another skill you think would be applicable, let me know and we can roll it.
Um, my acrobatics is the highest I've got,
Pretty
so
good.
we're gonna do that one.
So we'll say you're very dexterous while you are. Oh, but you fail with a 16. Holy crap. And everybody, I
Buttery
think
fingers.
yeah, I think it's 15. So you can push the roll. You're too much pressure. There's purple flames. There's a demonic possessed, cultist and a writhing, a writhing goblin. Do you want to push the roll to try to roll again, or do you want to just take the failure?
Um, we're gonna push it. Feeling a little
Push it.
disheartened that we
Okay,
couldn't
you'll
get it
be
the
disheartened.
first time.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you push through, become disheartened because of your failure. However, you succeed, and the chains fall off him, and he just screams, and it looks like he's about ready to dart for the woods, but not quite yet. So that'll be your action. I would allow you to move again if you want to move somewhere else, but that's all you can do this round.
So am I still kind of like crouched behind something? But
So
if he
these
were to turn around,
stones, yeah, I mean, I guess they're like, these stones are maybe like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 feet off the ground. So yeah, you could be crouched down there, sort of de-chaining this guy, unchaining him.
okay, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right, so next up is this guy. So what he does is he looks over all of you, and I guess he's gonna lash out at the closest person, and that is Bramble. So I'm gonna roll an attack and see what the hell this thing is here. There's a claw attack. Okay, so claws actually rip out from his fingertips, or hooked black claws, and he's slashing at you unless you want to dodge or attempt to dodge, Bramble.
Yeah,
Or
Bramble
parry.
will.
You can parry too, it looks like.
When you parry, how does that work? What is the roll in?
I think you roll against. Man, I should have had the Dragonbane rulebook up here. Because I don't know if we've ever parried. Or if we've parried, it's been like once or twice.
We just figured out last week we can shove, so.
I think
That's
it's
the
through when you
problem.
go to attack, as long as your weapon is able to parry.
Yeah, let me see here. Let me find the parrying here.
Like if I click on my staff, one of the options I have is to parry.
Yeah, but I think there's a... Oh, you think it's just a roll?
To
A
reaction.
parry roll. Yeah. There we go. Reaction. So both melee and range attacks can be parried, but the latter requires a shield. The parrying is a reaction that takes place outside your turn or play. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's it will not take your turn. But where's the damn mechanic for it at? It's right here. Okay, when hit by an attack close combat, you can choose to parry. Note that you cannot draw a weapon to parry a free action, and you already have your Warhammer out. Oh wait, it replaces your regular turn, and your turn must. Okay, never mind. It does take your turn. Sorry.
Yeah.
So because it's out of initiative order.
So Bramble would not be able to act this turn if he parries. And chooses
Correct.
to parry.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's pretty much just like evade in that regard. Yeah.
Well, he would want to do that
Okay.
because 2d10 slashing damage could be bad.
That could be bad. So you can go ahead and attempt to parry.
So am I rolling an evade, or because it's parry? Am I rolling like
where the hell is it here? Sorry, guys.
You
Who's
parry.
watching? Is it a button?
You
click? Is there
roll
a
what
parry
weapon
button?
you're using. It's basically
Oh.
it's your weapon skill versus their weapon skill.
okay?
If it was a regular, this is a monster, so. So yeah, so how does that work then? How are you parrying?
I'll just give him a generic so it's like an opposed roll basically, or what?
Yeah, he just has to succeed on
Oh.
his weapon skill roll.
Oh, well, okay. Then I guess just
Okay.
you're gonna roll your weapon, and then we'll.
All right.
claws
Whenever
are-
you click the weapon, it gives me the option to parry.
Well, there we go.
Easy.
Thank you, Patrick.
Okay.
See, this is
Patrick!
this is why Foundry is great. We don't need to look it up like we just took forever to do. Okay, you succeed. So yeah, these claws lash out, and I guess you bring up your Warhammer, and they spark along its shaft, I guess. Haft? Okay. So, but that is your turn. He misses. Peabody's up. What is little Peabody gonna do?
So Peabody's hiding over here behind this wall with Cyril.
Okay.
And I think he's
they're
gonna.
way out there.
Yeah, I think he's gonna look at all this going on, and it's just going to be like his little knees are shaking, and he's freaking out a little bit. So I don't think he's gonna want to rush in right away. I think he's going to instead draw his short bow, and
Okay.
he's after seeing the attack and Bramble parry the attack, he's going to say, "Oh no, you can't let them do this," and he's going to like lean up over the rock and try to fire an arrow at this demon.
All right, nice. And that is a success with a 6. So roll damage. He doesn't see this thing coming whatsoever. So that is 5 points of damage. Is there no like attack or attack bonus at all?
It didn't give me
Damage
one.
bonus, sorry. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't have a damage bonus for strength or agility. It's just 0.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, so I will deal this damage. Okay, so the arrow whizzes across the darkness and fog and pierces this demon in the shoulder, but he doesn't even seem to notice. Unfazed. So, but it does do some damage. Which brings us to Bramble. What do you want to do, Bramble?
Bramble can't go. He just his turn is
Oh shit!
because he parried.
Man, I really wish there was a way to note this in Foundry. I don't believe there is, because I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and I don't think there's a way to like turn your
Do you get a
initiative card over.
Oh,
an extra attack if you successfully parry?
I don't think so, unless
there's
I
also on
didn't
something.
read
Joey just said once
Oh,
you
wait,
parry
wait.
an attack, you still roll damage, Jason, and as long as you don't surpass The weapon's
Oh,
durability, the weapon isn't damaged.
good call. Let's just do it for fun and see what happens, even though it's...
And to answer your question, Ducky, you do if you roll a dragon while parrying. You get a counterattack then.
That's what it is.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
So it's 10 was the damage. Does that surpass your durability?
It does
Nope.
not.
Okay, nice. One other thing I noticed about parrying really quickly here is that when successfully parrying an attack, you can move both yourself and the enemy 2 meters, 1 square in any direction. These movements follow the usual rules but do not count toward anyone's movement. So if you want to do that, you can do that. So if you want to knock this demon back and yourself back, you can do that. I guess the only real places to go would be here and here, since these are occupied spots with the other goblins.
I don't see any advantage to doing that, so I don't think I'm going to.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Yeah, of course. All right, Donovan, you're up.
All right. You could have brought him a little closer to me. Let's see. I don't need to move.
Oh,
I
that's
am with-
right. I see all these
Yeah.
tokens, and I forget everybody's on the other side of that wall. Most everybody.
My magic has a far reach, though.
That's true. You're
So
probably
let's see.
better on this side of the wall.
Donovan's gonna cast. This is a demon, so I'm not screwing around here. What's the best thing? That's the most damning thing I've got.
Probably your lightning bolts, right?
I think it is. It is lightning bolt. All right,
And you're outside.
and I'm outside, so we're good. I don't have to spend anything extra.
Are you on top of the wall? It looks like it. Did you crawl up top there?
I don't know. I guess so. I probably just wasn't paying attention to where I was putting my
I
mini.
should probably
my
zoom
mini.
out so people who are watching can see where you are. So if you're watching, Donovan's way out here in the darkness on this this ruined wall.
All right, let's roll. I
Okay.
got the demon targeted,
All right.
and I'm gonna do it power level 3
Oh, damn.
because we're not. Whew.
That is a success. Oh, look at all those dice. Whoa, 22 points of damage. Did you already target him?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Boom. Okay, so the sky crackles with electricity, and down come these bolts of lightning, just destroying this guy. And but what happens is he sees you once he composes himself. He can see you across the distance. You see his eyes light up in anger or recognition or something else. Do you want to move at all, Donovan, or are you okay where you are?
I am okay where I am.
You're like, I'm far as fuck away. I'm good. Okay. So, this guy, he moves forward right toward Bramble, and let's see what he does. I don't know. It's a random demon attack. Curse! The demon points to an unfortunate player character within 10 meters and chants an ancient curse. The attack cannot be dodged. Any gold or silver the victim touches withers into dust. Roll 1d4 every morning. On a 1, the effect wears off. Oh, shit.
Oh, I
So-
know that curse.
You know that curse? You've had that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me just roll. Well, let's see. He only really sees Bramble and... Why don't... Bramble, why don't you roll a d20 and Donovan roll a d20 and whoever gets lower wins, and that'll be the target, just for fun. Since you two are the only ones he really sees. So 17 for Peabody. I guess that'll just count as Bramble. That's fine. And then... Okay, unfortunately, it's Bramble. You can't see Peabody. So basically, yeah, I'll roll this d4 here. Oh wait, no, it says roll d4 every morning on a 1. So I guess we'll have to remember that. So yeah, any coinage you have turns to dust. But it can be, the curse can be lifted with a dispel power level 1, which I think you have, right, Donovan? Don't you? Do you not have dispel?
I should.
Okay. I guess it's better than damage, and you guys, I don't think, have a ton of coins anyway.
Now he has 27 silver, but it's all in a pouch. So is he technically touching it? I would argue no.
Yeah, I mean, let's just say. Oh,
Maybe
it's what you
you just gotta
touch. I
remember
see. Yeah, you got to touch
Maybe
it.
he's got to pick it up.
I read that wrong. You're right. So it's like whenever you decide to use money, that's when the problem occurs. So we'll have to remember that. And I guess every morning we'll have to roll the d4. And don't forget, chat. Don't let us forget that. I always forget these things. Okay. Sariel, you're up.
Alright. I will try to shoot the demon guy.
Okay, he's right out in front, so you have a clear shot.
Okay.
And he doesn't really spot you yet. He's so focused on the immediate, basically Donovan and Bramble right now.
Good. I might try.
Twin shot?
Yeah.
Double arrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you equip your heroic abilities?
No, they're already. You just have to click them to use them if they cost willpower.
Okay. Oops. I have to do it again.
What is that? What is the 5?
I kind of messed up how to do it. You have to roll twice. You have to roll Baned, pretty much.
Oh, okay. Well, you succeeded anyway. Okay, and I'm guessing, obviously, both shots are going to the demon.
Yeah.
Okay, roll that damage.
Okay, and then I'll do another one.
So 5. 1 arrow pierces. 2 arrows pierce for a total of, let's see, 8, 12. But he's got a little bit of armor, so he's still standing. But, yeah, you stick him with these 2 arrows, and he kind of, doom, doom. He takes 2 steps back, and his eyes flare up with flame again, and his attention is drawn away from Bramble to you. He kind of, almost as if you're materializing in the darkness.
I'm definitely gonna hide behind here after I do that if I can.
You're gonna hide back and against the wall?
If I can.
Okay. So what he does though is he looks around, and you could tell like the body that this demon is inhabiting appears to be weakened. So the blood is gushing down the front of his cloak, where the arrows are sticking out of him, fresh wounds are blooming. And he starts to step back. So that's what his motion is. But because he's in melee range, Bramble, you get a free attack. So as he's backing up, he's unaware of what's what awaits him, perhaps. So you can take an attack if you'd like.
Okay, yeah.
That's a success.
I did not have him targeted.
That's okay. I can always target him. Damn, 16. Okay. So you bring the hammer down. And that's a lot of damage. Boom. So you just kind of like crack him in the head. Somehow you reach high up because this guy's about, average man height, and you're a little guy. But you reach up, you crack him in the skull, and his face like splits open, and his whole body crumples to the ground, and then there's this flash of purple flame that shoots up, and you briefly see this ethereal form, the silhouette, kind of a curved horned demon. His eyes flare and he grows in size, and then he kind of whisks off into the distance between the trees. And that is
Gideon's
it.
gonna hop up from the rock he was hiding behind. Prepare to be vanquished, monster!
Okay, that is the end of combat. So the fire completely goes out. Let me turn off all the fires. And you guys are... Oh, not that one. Wait. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. So all of these fires are extinguished. And you see, again, that the purple flame of the ethereal form of what may or may not be the demon fly off into the darkness of the forest. Due north from where you guys are. And the goblins are still kind of screeching and cursing in goblin, trying to get out, wriggling away in their chains. One of them does get out, and he just starts to bolt into the darkness. But these other two are still tied up.
I think it's seeing that Peabody will run out and like kind of sprint over to the other two and say, "Relax, friends, we're here to rescue you." And he will run up and begin like frantically trying to figure out knots and things, and we'll try to start untying the goblin.
These guys weren't chained so hot, and plus the sight of Peabody kind of eases them somewhat. You know, they're looking around at the mallard, and then just freaked out of their minds. But once they see Peabody, they kind of start to calm down because they feel like they're among friends. And then Donovan walks up, the dwarf, and they're kind of, spooked a little bit, but then, Peabody calms them down. So you guys have the goblins out. This guy like bolted into the darkness somewhere. But they seem to be eager to leave as well. But they're staying put so far.
Perhaps we should ask them who they run with. Maladuke or the other one I keep forgetting her name.
If you say this aloud, so they hear Maladuke and yes, Maladuke. Master.
Yeah, Peabody's like,
start
"Oh
singing
yes,
Master of Puppets." Master. Yeah, so I guess Peabody, you don't recognize them as part of any group that you've kind of run with, but again, Maladuke has had quite a few different goblins stationed in different areas and orcs and stuff. So, but when they say this, or when they say the name and Maladuke, they show their tattoos that they have, the mark of Maladuke that I guess Donovan has too, right?
Yeah, I show them mine too.
They kind of confused but excited at the same time.
Peabody has one as well, right? Was he with that group?
Yeah,
or no?
he does. Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shows his as well, like
Hey.
matching tattoo.
Okay, yeah, you guys are all showing the Maladuke, the mark of Maladuke, and everybody's happy.
Just a
Hey,
couple
Dana,
of
welcome to the stream.
couple of guys being bros with the dudes.
Yeah.
Showing off our tattoos.
Hey, check out my ink, bro. No, you check out mine.
Yeah. I think Peabody lifts his shirt up and it's on his lower back. And he's like, "Look,
It's a trap.
Maladuke."
It's got Bike Week 09 right below it.
Awesome.
Peabody,
Yes.
could you tell our friends here to they should go. It's not safe here, but to let Maladuke know our position, where we're at.
Okay. He'll nod at you and he'll turn and Goblin will speak to them and relay that information.
Okay.
I think that's the best thing we could do. What do you all think?
Makes sense.
Bramble nods as well.
All right.
Okay, so you give this information, and they seem to be eager to leave. But they, thank you, thank you.
Farewell, my friends. We will see you again
right.
one day.
So they head off in the direction that the other goblin guy did, kind of sniffing the ground, trying to find his scent, I guess. That's what it appears to be. They all vanish into the forest. So you guys are left in this this glade. This glade where there is some mysterious moonlight making its way down on the floor, illuminating this this rough interpretation of the altar of Sathmog. And there's dead cultists lying around you. There's also those items that were at one point, encased in purple flame, but now they're just lying there. And it was a did you got one, right, Gideon? Did last time, didn't you? And you got like shocked or something, or fire.
I think so. It was like a small toy.
I think it was a doll.
The toy. You got the toy? Okay.
Because, yeah, he did a cool, like, leap through midair and caught it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember now. Yeah.
All right, everybody, pick a body and search it.
Okay.
Let's look for clues as to what just happened.
Okay, you start searching these dead bodies. You find that the ones who had bows on the outer edge, they have bows. The ones that are closer have short swords. And then they obviously all have marks of Sathmog on their skin, on the interior, on the inside of their forearms. They don't have any money or anything like that, though. They're pretty... They're traveling light, it appears.
Are there cultist outfits in good condition?
Yeah, I mean, some of them are. I mean, they're kind of bloody, but since you guys destroyed them, but yeah, they're in decent shape. You guys want to go like incognito?
Well, we could at least take one and maybe have Sariel use it. Because, I mean, they're human size and we're not. So
oh, yeah.
she could fit in one and she would be the best scout. Maybe.
We could be her prisoners.
Oh, shit.
Look
We
at
could be
that.
her sacrifices.
I'll
Dude,
take
look at
prisoner,
the
but
chains.
No, I am not okay with this plan.
She'll
This-
take the cape from this guy.
Okay, you take his cloak. Yeah, I'll just say you find the least bloody one among the bunch. Because I think one of them, didn't you just like shoot in each
Yeah.
eye or something? So it's maybe his hood's a little gushy and some brain matter in there, but mostly it's all right.
Yeah. She'll replenish her arrows for
All right. So are you donning this this cloak, Sariel, then? Or are you kind of
yeah,
picking it up?
sure. Yeah, I'll try it on.
okay.
Everybody turn away. Give her privacy.
Well, hopefully she's
Let's
putting it
just-
on over her clothes.
Nope.
She's just putting it on over the clothes. You're so weird, Uncle.
That makes more sense now.
Yeah, but when when this cloak is removed, you put it over yourself and it has a very foul smell and you feel even colder somehow.
Right. Maybe I'll take it off for now.
Okay. All right. You guys
Gideon's
take it
gonna-
off, or she takes it off.
Gideon's gonna collect the doll and the other two items together,
Okay.
kind of in the center. Do they look burnt?
No, they look untouched by fire. Strangely enough, yeah, they look like they're in good shape, albeit, they look like they're pre-owned. They've been used. They appear to be, like I said, I think last time they appear to be belongings to individuals, perhaps villagers, nearby because they're all mundane objects. There's nothing like of any perceived value, like monetary value. So you think, with your vast knowledge of cults and things, you think it might be these items might represent something to where Sathmog's power is growing across the Misty Vale, and perhaps these cult members were using these as a tool of their demon summoning, to give the demon power to rise into this earth, into this world.
So pretend all of that was said in Gideon's voice. So what do you think, guys?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not listening. I was thinking about whether we should start. We should pile all these bodies up and set them on fire.
Oh, is this Bramble or is this?
This is Bramble.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could gather the bodies. It's a good idea, but maybe not disclosing where we are, just outside of a seemingly evil temple.
That makes sense. Yes, I see your point.
It could be better to just keep approaching it.
Yeah, I believe you guys
we were
are pretty
approaching
close, right?
Temple, yeah,
Let
and
me
then we saw the purple light
see on the map where you guys are. Yeah, you're very, very close to the temple. So, where you are, I mean, I'll just say you can see it looming over the treetops where you guys are. So it shouldn't take maybe like 10 or 15 minute walk ish to get there. But it seems like
it's not far at all.
Yeah. You're really close.
Oh, but we mustn't forget our horses.
Oh yeah.
They're all alone out there, all by themselves.
Yes, good point.
I think that Peabody and Bramble will both like finish gathering or looking or whatever, and kind of wipe off their hands, and then start walking like they're going to start heading back in the direction of the horses on the road.
Okay. You guys head back, and it's uneventful. The trees, however, though, they seem to be still whispering to you, talking in their tree language, almost as if one of them is going to, uproot itself and walk toward you. But it's uneventful other than that, just the sounds of the forest, the creaking trees, the whispering trees. But yeah, you make it to the horses, who are huddled together very closely. They're doing like the neck cross thing that they do.
Aww.
One's resting on the other one. They don't seem to be having a good time out here by themselves, which is strange because the mighty war horse of the now dead elf champion, he hasn't been spooked so far. But I will load this map up again. And you guys are actually, quite a bit closer than that now, but it doesn't really matter.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys are just, like around here. So yeah, you see this great temple looming above the treetops. It is silhouetted, but you do periodically see flashes of purple way up in what are most likely windows, you think, or breaches in the stone wall. You can't quite tell from here.
Joe, Gideon, Peabody, how good are the two of you at sneaking around quietly?
Well, most of the time, most people don't know I'm there, so really good, I think.
Peabody kind of like looks sadly at the ground and says, "Not very good. My smell seems to give away where I'm at."
Because
It's very. I wish I was better, but what can you do?
I was wondering what that smell was.
Yes, it's me.
But we could go with the whole idea of Shariel bringing Bramble and I in as captured sacrifices for whatever rituals they're doing in there, and then the two of you could kind of ease in quietly behind us, just to see what's going on, what it's all about.
Yeah, I might be able to jump up to a taller level and be able to look out.
Well, I'm not good at sneaking around. I am very good at scrambling. I climb up the sides of cave walls all the time.
Should we rest first?
How is everyone feeling?
Just a little.
I am tired and
I'm
famished.
also very tired.
Yeah, I guess it's been pretty much a full day, right? From your travels on horseback to get to the. So yeah, I mean, you guys are still. Are you guys traveling through the forest, or are you taking the road toward the temple now? Or are you just resting here on the side of the road somewhere?
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, we should probably try to find a secure spot in the forest on the opposite side of the road of where we just fought a demon.
True. There's a lot of forest around here. It's very dense, but the forest floor is very cushioned with pine needles, and I'm sure someone like Sariel can probably bushcraft her way to find a good spot.
Try.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna look for a suitable place to bed down, and I think everybody has sleeping bags now, right? So
Yeah, we good.
Holy crap, she failed. What? Oh, you pushed it.
And failed. So
Oh no. All right, so Sariel, you begin to stalk the forest, and it's as if the trees are just starting to scream and moan in your ear and just confuse you, and you left is right and right is left and up is down, and you just can't quite find anything. So unfortunately, you come back without any great news in regards to a safe spot to camp in the forest.
They're like,
That doesn't
oh,
mean
I
you
found
guys
this
can't
bear
camp.
den that looked pretty comfortable. You guys want to go check that out?
Bear den. So you guys can totally camp. It's just that would have been more or less like a more secure, safe area.
Right.
Don't we have
Yeah.
to roll bushcraft for camping? Or no?
Yeah, well, when you have, I think you get a boon?
Oh, we have a tent now. We have a tent.
Yeah, oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
tents.
I'm looking at the items section of the rulebook right now. Large tent can accommodate up to 6 people. Grants a boon on bushcraft rolls for making camp.
There you go.
Only one person rolls, but others can help.
Ah, look at that. Which will give you even more boons.
Yep.
I'll help. I'll try to.
Yeah, you should probably be the one who does it, and then everybody. Is anybody else gonna help?
I can help. I'm 14 in bushcraft, so I think I'd be pretty knowledgeable.
Yeah. Okay. So then
Yeah.
that would be three d20s. So like a boon.
A boon.
Yeah. So Donovan, I guess you're closer to the ground. That's helpful.
Yep.
And you're a seasoned adventurer.
Mm-hmm.
Been on the road for a long time. So
And
yeah,
I-
why don't you roll
Donovan.
Serial again to make camp? And are you guys deciding to be? Oh, that's a success. Easy. So with a 3, that's a success. Do you want to camp in the forest itself? Do you want to camp more on the edge of the forest, like near the road, or what?
Probably in the forest.
Okay.
I mean, not like crazy in the forest, but I don't want to sleep
Maybe
from the road. What were you saying?
maybe Peabody he'll sleep a little closer to the road in case anything wakes him up. He can come over and like anybody traveling, he can sneak back over to camp, and he's actually not bad at sneaking. And let everybody know what he saw.
Okay.
Fearless Peabody.
All right, so you guys are bedding down for the evening. Are you guys gonna set watch?
Yep.
Okay.
Eating one of my field rations. And I'll take first watch.
Okay. So Donovan, you stay up while the others bed down. Even though you're exhausted from the battle and the journey, you can still hear in the back of your mind that demonic voice. You can't quite make out the words, but you still sense there's some kind of connection there. But nothing else happens on your watch.
I've been waiting for. I don't think that thing has harmed me yet.
The demon? No.
Directly, because I'm waiting to use my. I have my racial trait unforgiving, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna set it on that guy. But
what does that do?
I activate this ability when attacking someone who harmed me in the past, at least 1 point of damage, and I get a boon to the attack roll. It does not matter when the damage was inflicted. It may be wise to write down the names of everyone who harms you so you don't forget them.
Has he ever harmed you? Like damage?
Has not done any damage to me yet.
That's right. Shit.
And I don't know his name, but...
Yeah. Okay.
But, yeah. So, yeah, Donovan, he'll just be, brewing, drinking his tea, enjoying himself. Has Linda's urn out. Just sitting beside him with her own cup of tea that's poured, and doing my watch.
Okay.
Singing dwarven folk songs quietly to myself.
All right. So your watch goes by uneventful. Who's up next?
I'll go next.
You'll go next. Who has the statuette pieces? Is it Serial?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
Okay, so you what is Serial doing on her watch? Is she kind of just sitting upright, kind of in a meditative state, keeping watch? Is she walking around the camp? What is she doing?
Yeah, she's just sitting upright, keeping
just sitting upright. Okay.
Eyes and ears.
And where is the cloak you took from the cultist?
It's probably just sitting next to me, like bundled up.
Okay. So you're sitting there again. The trees continue their mutterings and their whisperings, and that cloak next to you, it's exuding this coldness, almost as if it's like a large chunk of ice wrapped in cloth.
I'll move it a little away.
You're gonna push it away a little bit more? Okay. All right, you do so. But that is all that happens on your watch. Nothing else. Is there anything you'd want to do during your watch, or just kind of wait through it?
No. Just watching.
Okay. Who's up next?
I'll go next.
All right, I'll wait.
All right, Gideon. What is Gideon doing on his watch? Anything special or just keeping an eye out and an ear out?
So Gideon, in his journal, decided to sketch down quickly the 3 items that were used to possibly summon. And he also took I think it was a doll. So he took that. So he's going to take that out and he's going to be studying those sketches.
Okay. So you're just like comparing the items to the sketches?
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what the connection is.
Yeah, why don't you roll me a why don't you just roll me like an intelligence? Well, let me look at your abilities. Maybe there's a better ability for Gideon. So your intelligence is 7. Oh, your intelligence is really high. Yeah, so why don't you just give me a raw intelligence roll? Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
17, just barely. So you do recall, once you're sitting here, you've illustrated these objects, you're studying them from every angle intimately. You're getting these flashes of imagery in your mind of back at Outskirt. And you recognize that the scarf on a woman, a boy who he continually dropped this little wooden soldier. So you recognize these objects tied to individuals. And you're getting the actual objects themselves are more clear than who they belong to. So the faces you see or remember are kind of somewhat blurred, somewhat obscured. But yeah, you pretty much deduce that these are the belongings of people in Outskirt.
Huh. So it all goes back to Outskirt. Interesting. He's gonna note that down.
Okay.
To tell everybody later.
All right. Other than that, nothing else happens on your watch, Gideon. So who's up next? Two to go. Peabody and or I guess together. It's up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Bramble can take is it the final watch?
Yeah.
Okay. And during the whole night, the Peabody's up near the road, but is like covered in leaves, and is kind of like sleeping, but also close enough to the road that if anybody made any noise traveling down it, he would wake up.
Okay.
That's kind of his plan.
So he's down there covered in leaves. Did you give him any instructions if he saw anything to?
Yeah, just to listen to or see if you can see who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give yourself away, and once you think it's safe, to come back to camp and let us know what's going on.
Okay. So your watch is uneventful, but at the very end, as morning is rising here in the Misty Vale, Peabody comes back to you and he tells you about he saw some ghostly figures kind of marching toward up the road where you guys are headed toward this temple, and he said they would kind of blink in and out of existence, and they looked like to be cloaked figures, very similar to the ones you guys just dispatched in the glade in the forest.
Was there any noise, or were they silent?
No, he said they were silent. He just saw the light of their passing, like the ethereal kind of glow, and they were just shifting. Like it almost is like they're not making any ground really. They kind of blink forward and then blink back, and almost as if they're like trapped in some kind of loop. At least that's what he thinks.
Okay. Yeah, he tells everybody, I did not think that they were dangerous. I did not feel like we were under threat. So I did not come back immediately. I just watched to see if anything else happened.
Yeah, they didn't look around, make any sounds. They're absolutely silent. He just saw them. Okay,
So-
morning rises, but it is again. It's still dark outside. It's still
Is that
an
a
eclipse.
shift rest? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And
Shift
Bramble
rest
gets to roll a
everybody.
D4 to see if he's still cursed.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
thank you for reminding me.
Roll that D4. And I think it's a 1, right? That the curse is lifted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, still cursed with a 2.
Give us your money. You can't have it.
All right, so it is morning, but again, the sky is still dark. It's not as quite as dark as it was. There seems to be that strange eclipse looming over the misty veil. But it is, you guys are refreshed. You had a good night's sleep. What would you like to do?
Do we think that leaving the horses here would be safe here, and that maybe we should go forward on foot?
I mean, it's tough to know. None of you have been to the Magna Woods before. It is a strange place. There were cultists. The trees seem to be as if they're alive, but you do know you've never been attacked by anything, or the horses were fine when you left them by the road. So it's really up to you. If you want to take them with you to the temple or leave them out here in the forest.
Could I do a bushcrafting roll, or I'm not sure what roll, to see if there's any indication of like predator in the forest?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, you could try a beast lore, I guess, just to get a sense of maybe the kinds of things that are out here. And do you have any books or anything that would aid you in this?
I've got Ancient Heroes and Villains.
Okay. So you rolled what'd you roll? 11. Oh, you succeeded. So you don't know much about this place, but you've heard there are rumors of haunted glades. There are also rumors of harpies. Whether or not these rumors are true, you're not quite sure. But these are what you've heard. And it's not like
maybe...
they're infested with these things. It's just like you've heard tales of things like that from the Magna Wood.
Okay. I think we should keep them off the main road, but kind of close by, just in case.
Does anybody have anything to like disguise them or turn them invisible or anything like that? Or change them into anything else? No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then
Yep.
Bramble will go ahead and maybe take the lead on his horse and say, "Well, we should probably get going then. Now that it is morning, and maybe we'll start looking to pack up his bedroll and tent and get ready to like head into the forest, maybe through the forest in the direction of
Okay.
the temple."
Yeah, you can go through the forest, yeah. If you'd rather. Is that the plan then?
Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Okay.
And I have companion with the horse. Would that mean that if they were encountering danger, would I be able to like sense it?
Let's see, companion. I don't believe so, but what is the description? I think it just means that you get a connection. Let's see here. Animal, not a monster, into your companion. This takes a stretch of time. GM decides which animals. The animal follows you as long as you remain in its natural environment, and it can scout for you. Yeah, I would say probably not. You probably aren't gonna know because it's like it doesn't appear to be so much as a connection as sort of just like, hey, you made friends with this thing, and it's like it's cool around you. It's basically trying to turn like a wild animal, I guess, into a companion. But yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of like psychic bond at all.
Okay. Just follows me around.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different for the horse because obviously the horse knows you or knew you from before. So I think we just did that to prevent it from freaking out because it doesn't belong to you.
Okay.
So are you guys then leaving the horses, taking the horses, heading through the forest, right?
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
getting a little closer, right? And then tap the horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring the horses with us up to at least a point to where we think that they'll still be safe, but not far away from us. Should we have to make a quick escape?
Okay. So I'll see you guys make it through the forest. Nothing happens. You make it successfully, quietly, to the edge of the forest, and I'm just trying to find this. Is it this map? No.
Is it daytime yet?
Yeah, it's daytime, but remember it's like it's
Oh,
still
yeah, it's
dark
like
because it's like yeah, it's a strange
the
eclipse
demons are
going
being
on.
summoned. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you can see better than darkness, but it's which I should probably turn this guy off too. Okay. So you guys make it to the edge of the tree line, and you see a large and impressive but severely dilapidated stone temple. Its towers and spires have collapsed, and much of the building is covered with abundant vegetation, dominated by huge briars with formidable thorns. And there is a stone gate that is standing slightly ajar. And also the remains of murals with a pattern of violet flames can be seen on the walls beside the gate. But that's all you guys see right here. So it's also steeped in shadow. These high towers are kind of casting shadows down upon the walls, but you can see twisting briars. But again, the opening or the front area, the gate, is ajar.
So Bramble will say, so we will continue. We'll start the plan then. I'm prisoner, and Uncle Donovan, you're a prisoner, and Cyril, you'll take us in, while Peabody and Gideon do a little scouting around, huh? Is that what we still want to do?
Sounds solid to me.
Okay, so Sariel, you're donning the cloak then?
Yeah.
Getting in disguise? Okay. All right, and then so Donovan, Bramble, Gideon, Peabody, you guys are all acting as prisoners. So what is are you guys holding chains and kind of trying to conceal it as if you're in shackles, or how are you guys doing this?
Do we have chains?
Well,
Yeah,
there were
the
chains.
goblins were
yeah.
tied.
They were, yeah.
Were chained up. So maybe
So-
those.
Yeah, we can say you took those if you want, of course.
And then maybe like just wrap them around our wrists, but like not tied, and then hold them.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
it's clear, like show them clearly that we are chained, or at least that there are chains visible.
Yeah. So, am I bringing all of you in the front door, or should maybe two of you scout the back, or how do we want to go about it? Gideon, did you want to climb up to a window?
Well, yeah, I can. How tall does it seem the windows are?
So the windows are pretty high up. So right now, again, you guys can see just the entire exterior is tangled with these briar, these thorny vines going out everywhere. But you can see that there is a wall over here. But these guys, these windows are pretty tall, but you could probably try to climb up if you want to. But again, the door is wide open and you can kind of see inside slightly from where you're standing. I guess, is everybody kind of more or less where Serial is, like right at the front of it, or are you guys kind of in different areas? I guess you have to be with her since you're posing as prisoners, right?
Yeah, at least Bramble and I are.
So you guys are in there. The doors are open. You can kind of see a little bit inside. Again, it's very dim in there. You see, obviously, a very tall ceiling. You can't quite see how high it goes from where you're standing. But you do see glimpses of these hexagonal stone pillars on the inside.
I don't know what it is, but these chains just look fashionable with my fingerless gloves.
Yes, you look like a real prisoner. The disguise, it completes it.
This plan is flawless.
Oh, I mean, maybe. It could work, I guess. And then I think that Peabody is going to start sneaking around the building, kind of like try to get over to that area that he saw. This open area. You said there was a window on this side also.
So that's a wall actually. So the tower that you guys are standing in front of right now is just massive. It's huge. It's so tall. It's just rising up into the night or the morning night sky. Mm-hmm. And but over here you see a lower wall, and the brambles are kind of just growing all over it. It's just tangling all over it. But it looks to be as a place you could get over if you'd like.
Okay. Then yeah, he might head in that direction. If Gideon is down to go over to that side and kind of look at it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I think he would stick with Gideon no matter what, though. He's not going to go off by himself.
Okay. So you head over. Are these lights on? Oh, interesting. That's weird how they did this. They set this map up. I wonder if I should do that. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Because it's evening time. So you guys make your way over quietly. And why don't you, Gideon and Bramble, why don't you roll me an awareness check, please?
Or Peabody?
Sorry, Peabody, yeah.
Okay. Awareness. He has a bane.
Oh,
Ooh.
no. But it looks like Peabody failed, but Gideon succeeded. So Gideon, as you guys are quietly making your way over to this wall, you see these, like, again, it's dark out here. Well, it's morning, but it's dark. And you see shadows kind of shifting across more near this area up here.
Oh, what was that?
It appears to be like maybe human-sized figures. Maybe it's a trick of the night, of the shadow, or something like that. But you do see movement in that direction.
Peabody.
Yes.
Do you see that?
I can't see anything in this helmet.
That's fair. I think there's monsters ahead. Be on your guard.
Yes, all right, I am.
So you guys going to go investigate in that area?
Sneakily.
Sneakily. Okay, so if you're going to sneakily go over there, I'm going to need a check, a sneaking check from both of you.
Sneakily check.
Sneakily check. Oh,
That's good,
well,
right?
it's a 20, which is a demon in this game. It's not a critical success. Okay, 20, and Peabody, though, is so quiet. But Gideon, you step on one of these briars that it must have been like, cut away, fallen away from and it pierces the bottom of your foot, and you yelp.
Son of my mother slaying. Gah!
Hey, be quiet. What are you doing? What's got into
It went
you?
right through my foot. Oh.
Stop shrieking.
And you immediately hear talking. You hear, what's that? Hurry. In the distance.
I think,
Hey.
Where is that coming from? The whispering?
It's coming for like over here.
Okay.
Like
I think he
little
will
bit
grab
farther
Gideon's
ahead, yeah.
hand, and he will try to pull him towards this kind of open area between the brambles, like out of the clearing.
Okay.
And we'll kind of try to rush over here and avoiding the thorns if he can. And
Okay.
pulling Gideon along with him.
And I'll say, all of the rest of you heard Gideon yelp in the distance.
I
So,
was wondering.
so while Gideon and Peabody are heading toward the brambled wall, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Suppose we're entering through the front, right?
Yeah. Continuing with the plan, I think.
Okay, so you guys are going to go inside.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so you guys step inside this massive room. And like I said...
So I guess
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Bramble and Donovan, do we want to like follow behind as Serial kind of leads us, maybe by chains?
You're pretty strong, so maybe perhaps you could kind of like drag me behind you with her. Like I'll look unconscious.
Well, I can do that. Yes, I can do that, Uncle. That's a great idea.
We'll like daisy chain our chains together, and I'll just get dragged along.
Okay. And then
So
Serial's
Serial
leading the way?
first.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So you guys walk in there, and you
Yeah.
see, again, this massive high ceiling stretching out high above you.
I'm stuck
And these-
under
Oh, you're
Donovan.
stuck? Oh, hang on. Let me move out of the way. Move him out of the way. There you go. So you ascend the few steps. You walk in. Do you touch the doors and open them, or do you kind of slip between them?
They're open, right? Yeah.
They're open, but they're kind of somewhat ajar, the gate. Okay, so you slip inside there, and it gets even colder. You didn't think it could get any colder with this cloak, with the night, well, the quote unquote night, but it's almost as if you're entering a tomb.
Mhm.
And you see these 6 hexagonal stone pillars stretching high up into the darkness. And again, it's there's not much light in here whatsoever, and you currently don't have a torch lit. But your feet are kind of crunching on some dead leaves have blown in here. But you don't sense anything. You do see up ahead, it looks as if there's some more doors, and there appears to be an opening to the northwest area.
Okay. I'm not gonna light a torch, I don't think. I want to remain as stealthy as possible. And as cultist-like as possible.
You need a candle or something.
Yeah.
A little candle, a cultist
Dude.
candle.
Yeah. A purple flame candle.
Yeah. So you're standing in the middle of this room. It feels large, but it also feels claustrophobic at the same time. Are you looking around, investigating? Are you heading straight for any of these doors? What's the plan?
I definitely want to try to look around.
Okay.
But
So it's kind of dim in here. So if you want to kind of go around the walls, you're gonna have to get close. You're gonna have to move in that direction.
Okay. Guess they're coming with me.
Okay, yeah. So when you're near this area to the northwest, it almost you see more of those brambles kind of tangling. It looks like a courtyard of sorts. Looks to be like an overgrown garden that has been untended for a very, very long time. But as you get close to the wall, there is some light trickling in from the outside. And you notice that these walls are completely covered with more of those murals that you noticed on the outside. And these murals are depicting these demonic creatures tearing at vanquished dragons to shreds. And it's a landscape, all amid this landscape that is lit by a violet sun. And these murals are ancient. They're crumbling. The paint and stuff is chipping away, but you can make this out. And it's just this 360-degree epic mural of just demonic-looking creatures tearing dragons to shreds. And there's just this massive violet sun hanging in the sky.
This looks promising. Lord. I think I'm gonna come over here. If I see these doors, I want to get close and listen and see if I hear anything.
Okay, you approach these two stone doors, and you press your ear to them, and they're very, very cold, but you don't hear a thing on the other side. It's thick stone, difficult to hear through.
I have a question.
Yeah.
If I cast a light spell, can I make the light purple if I want?
Yeah, why not?
Because I could cast it on my torch and just make the flame look purple.
You've seen a lot of purple flame, so you would be able to color match that quite easily.
I took color theory in college.
And light is, what is it? Let's see. A bright light that shines in a focus of your choice. Illuminates 10-meter radius. Okay. That's a good size. And it lasts for 1 shift. Or if you reach 0 HP.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So, are you doing it on your torch or her torch or what? What's the plan?
Shariel, do you have a torch of your own? And I'm whispering very, very low.
I do. I'll take the torch out and I'll kind of hand it out.
And I'll stick like my pinky out and just make a purple flame. It's still laying on the ground.
You can, if you want to just like use your torch for the light source, if you right click on your token, that'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. I know it's not purple, but I don't think I can manually change the color that quickly. All right, so as the purple torch bursts to light, let's go back to Gideon and Peabody. So you guys are in this area over here outside this wall. And the briars almost seem like they're slowly moving around you to envelop you, even though you found a slight clearing there. It's almost as if they have a life of their own.
I think Peabody's gonna, as he pulls in there, he's gonna turn around and kind of look up at the wall and see if he can tell how easy it would be to climb. If there are like handholds and footholds.
Yeah, it should be a pretty easy climb. And I should add as well that you do see a purple light glowing from atop the wall.
Like directly above us or like off to the side?
Kind of off to the side, yeah.
Okay. So he will like tap on Gideon's shoulder and point at the light. Do you see that?
Yeah, that demon had the same light.
We should probably not go near that.
Are you
But-
kidding me? That's like the ultimate monster.
All right, that's true. You convinced me. We'll go near that.
Yes.
And he will grab hold and start trying to climb up the wall after me.
Okay. So all I need from you is an acrobatics check. It's a crumbled wall, so I believe you get a boon. Let me check really quick. Yeah, you're going to get a boon to climb this wall. All right, that is a success. But as you start to ascend the wall, you get about halfway up, and the briars, they start to strike out at you. They almost turn into the speed of snakes coming straight at Peabody. So,
Am I able to react?
well, what I'm going to do is put you guys in just combat, and then we'll just start it from there. Okay. Okay. So I'll just leave this invisible token over here because it doesn't matter. It's the briars. So yeah, this briar comes out at you, kind of a surprise attack. So yeah, unfortunately, Gideon, you don't get to do anything. You're basically caught unaware as well. But let's see what happens. It's a random. Yeah.
Just as far as description's sake, is there a point where the briars stop and there's more wall to climb? Like, do we see a point where we could keep climbing quickly, and maybe be able to escape it?
They're kind
they
of
go up the
everywhere. Yeah. So basically, it's like a crumbling wall, and there's briars just everywhere, and you're kind of just hunting around. But yeah, all of these briars are kind of coming at you. So yeah, these tangle of these branches, they try to grab Peabody. However, you can attempt to dodge this if you'd like.
That's what he would want to do.
Okay, so you're halfway up on the wall. Roll me an evade, and we'll see if you can get away from these grasping briars. Oh no! That is
What is that?
that is a demon. So, yeah, these briars just encircle you. And basically it says you are grappled, so breaking free requires a successful strength roll with a bane, although others can help, or an attack that inflicts at least 6 points of damage on the briars. So first I'm going to roll the damage. So you'll suffer, I don't know if you have armor, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that will be... I need more screen space here. Let's see if hopefully it calculates it. Let's see. 5. Okay, so you only suffer 5 points of damage. Damn. That's pretty good. But yeah, now you are just completely... You're held off the wall now. So the briars have grown out and circled around you and just pulled you away. And Gideon, you see this happening. But before you can react, the briars move again. And they go for you, Gideon. So a branch lashes out, finds its way to your mouth and nose. Oh, shit. So you can try to dodge this if you want. Otherwise,
This is probably the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah, D12 damage.
Maybe we should have used the door.
Face attack!
Yeah, I saw that they just walked right in.
So you can take the damage or you can dodge. It's up to you.
We're gonna dodge.
All right. So do an evade.
There we go.
Okay, that's a success. You get right out of the way. You cover your mouth. You cover your nose holes, I guess. You're a frog. And these branches or these briars just dart right past you. And you guys can hear it. They're crackling, crunching, snapping all around you now. as if they are completely, as if everything is alive. So that is the, and by the way, you guys hear this. So Sariel, Bramble, and Gideon, you hear yelping and cursing and crackling sounds as if like all of the twigs in the forest have been snapped, coming from the courtyard area that the purple light is bleeding into.
Doesn't sound great.
Yeah, Donovan like lifts his head up off the ground, looking in that direction. And he's looking at the others like, what do we do?
Well, we should probably go and try to save them, right?
Yes, we need to help them.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious who it is. You know where they went. You've talked to them long enough to where you can recognize the voices, especially Gideon's.
You just hear in the background. "Ah!"
Oh, I'm completely trapped. I can't even move my arms. Bramble will probably just drop the act. He looks around to see if anybody's looking, and we haven't seen anybody since we came in. So he'll just drop the chains and he'll take off running towards the door.
Okay. So toward the front door?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you can move your entire... Actually, let me add everybody to the combat initiative so it'll just be easier that way.
Yeah, Donovan will also...
Yeah, hey, look at that. Bramble's up first. Perfect. So, yeah, you can move your full movement wherever you want to go.
Okay.
Or double movement if you want to, take your entire turn
So
up.
it takes 12 to get to there. At that point, can he go ahead and make that right and around the building?
Yeah.
Okay. Some other...
So yeah, you burst out the front doors and you run out the side, and you do see all of the briars on the walls and crawling up the walls of this all walls of the tower as well, just writhing.
Okay. So his movement is 12. I think that from where he was, it's like I think he's at 12 right now.
Yeah, and you can attack these briars if you want, because you can see them just moving as a mass.
I think he's going to use his action to double his movement and move an extra 12.
All right.
So getting up to there.
All right, yeah, you go right up there. You see Gideon kind of getting in a battle stance, trying to get away from these briars, and you look up higher and you see Peabody just completely encircled, hovering in the air, grunting or screaming or whatever he's doing by these vines. So then next up is Donovan, the slowest of the bunch. What are you going to do? As Bramble darts out the door.
I am not fit to rush into such things, Shariel. Go ahead of me. I'm going to stay behind and kind of watch our backs here.
Okay.
So I'm going to do nothing.
Okay. So then Sariel, you're darting it. Well, hang on. I guess I gotta go at turn order. So Gideon's up next.
Okay. I'll go back inside.
I forgot we're in initiative, so. But you'll be able to go pretty soon. So Gideon, you just saved your nose holes and your mouth from a briar. What do you want to do? And then
Get back, you botanical beast! How high is he?
I'll say you can reach him with your whip as an attack for sure. If you want, and remember, I think it said it was 6.
I left?
Can you? Yeah, I mean you can reach him either way. So he can. I think it was. What did I say? It's 6 points of damage at least to free him, or a strength roll with a bane. So if you want to attack the briars and you inflict at least 6 points of damage, he's free. If you want to do that.
Yeah. If my whip will reach there, then I'll just do that.
Yeah. So just roll me an attack roll, and we'll see what we got here. So that is a 10, which is a success. So the damage is 8, which is enough. So yeah, you lash out with your whip and snap these briars, and Peabody drops to the ground safe. So let me damage the briar here. There we go. All right. So
Are
you
we
can move.
hearing?
Yep. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to. Are we hearing any extra? Because we heard the whispers before, but now that we've been shouting, are we hearing anything coming from this direction at all?
No. I mean, you guys are enveloped in like just the crackling of the briars and stuff. It's difficult to hear anything else if there was anything.
Okay.
So Gideon, you can move if you'd like. Otherwise, that'll be your turn.
If I move back, is that like an attack of opportunity on the?
No, I'll say they're
one.
out of reach from where you are. You didn't
Okay,
quite go
yeah, I'm
all the
gonna-
way up to the wall.
Back up a little bit.
Okay, so you back up. Peabody plops to the ground, and while you're backing up, some of these briars start to, I guess they lash out at Bramble. He's the closest. So let's see what happens. Strangling branches. So these thin branches, they wrap around all all adventurers within 6 meters. Let's see how far we are here. 4, 6, so Bramble. I guess Gideon's still in the line of sight, unless you wanted to move further away, well out of the way.
I'll keep it where I moved.
Okay. All right, so you guys, let's see here. So, oh gosh, you've already used your turn, so I guess that's it. So let's do. You are also grappled. You take 5 points of damage. So, can I target 2 people? Oh, I can. Oh, but only Gideon suffers because you get all that armor on. So breaking free requires a successful strength roll. It counts as an action or an attack. So same kind of same mechanic. So you guys, while you're grappled, cannot perform any action that requires body movement. So you guys are completely taken to the ground by these briars. And Sariel, now you're up.
Glad I waited. I'm going to run out. And then rush over here. And they're all...
Yeah, you run outside and you see both Bramble and Gideon just completely wrapped with briars, and they're squirming on the ground. And then I guess you see Peabody too, like just out of reach. He just plopped to the ground, but the vines are coming for him too.
Okay. I'm gonna get out my dagger and try to cut out whoever's closest, which I guess is...
So
Yeah.
what it would be is like an attack roll, or it's what did it say? Okay, it's a strength roll for them, or you can do an attack roll that inflicts at least 6 points of damage. So do you want to attack with your dagger?
Well, shooting it with an arrow seems kind of stupid.
It does. Let me see here.
It would...
Okay, so it does take half damage from piercing and bludgeoning weapons. So
Well, and what is a
yes.
dagger? Is a dagger piercing?
I think it's slashing and piercing, isn't it?
And I have to inflict it with D6 damage, you said?
At least D6 damage for the person to be freed.
Okay.
Yeah, dagger is slashing, piercing, so throwing, you can...
Is this a monster?
Yes, it is considered a monster.
Monster!
I don't say that out loud.
Is this considered a monster?
Okay, I'm going to use Dragon Slayer.
Ooh, what does Dragon Slayer do?
An attack aimed at a monster deals an additional damage. You activate this ability after you roll a hit, but before you roll damage.
Okay. So first, try to attack or try to hit it with your dagger, and then we'll see.
I just want to remind everybody that your torches are also weapons too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But your hammer skill might not be great.
Okay.
But it does do fire damage.
Okay, that's a success. So make sure to click on your Dragon Slayer. Does your Dragon Slayer ability take points?
Yeah, 3 willpower.
Okay. Yeah, just click on it. There we go. Cool.
Woo!
Damage. And then what else did it calculate the damage or no?
Yeah, I think it added a D4.
Oh, nice. Look at that, Patrick.
Nice.
Who are you trying to free, by the way? I guess it'd be both of them, right? Yeah, because it's all one entity.
Yeah,
so
if I can get them
that's
both
fine
in
enough.
there.
So that is 9 points of damage, which is more than enough. So let me. So you cut through the vicious briars. Did it remove points? Hang on. There we go. Now it worked.
Murderous.
Yeah, and they recoil and go and slither back into the mass. And Gideon and Bramble are freed. Which brings us to Peabody. Peabody, what do you want to do as these thorny vines are just coming straight for you again?
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and run out of the bramble.
Run away? Okay. Run away.
Yeah.
All right. How far are you going to run?
He's going to run. I was gonna say he's gonna run directly in this direction, like
just all the way out.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
too much for me.
Yeah,
but no,
too
he
much.
will. He'll go ahead and run around the group,
Okay.
and his movement is only 10. So I put him like right here, and I think at this point he's like, "All right, well, it was worth a shot. Maybe we just go inside." And well, he's gonna double his movement and try to get
the hell out of there. Okay.
just head over to the.
To the
He'll make it
entrance?
to the entrance. Yeah.
All right. So you dash away. Gideon and Bramble are dusting themselves off, scooting away from these oncoming vines, but then it tries to do something again. Let's see what it is. Spore cloud. Okay, the briar sprays a cloud of purple spores that cause a terrible itch. The effect is equivalent to a paralyzing poison. Oh shit, with potency 14 against all players within 10 meters. I think you guys are all within 10 meters. Yeah. Okay, potency 14. I believe you have to roll against it, right? With your constitution? Let me refresh my memory. I really wish I had like a cheat sheet. Poison. Whenever you ingest a poison, the GM makes an open opposed roll, okay, between the potency and your con. Okay, yeah. So basically, you roll a con, I roll a d20, and then my, it's basically a 14 for me, and we see what happens. Whew, I got a 5. Oh, look at that.
Oh.
We got a 2 and holy crap. Well, it sounds like you guys win. What is so Gideon rolled a 2. Bramble definitely won. Gideon, you succeeded. What is your con, Gideon?
13.
Okay, yeah, that's easily a win. Okay, and it was paralyzing poison, so limited effect. You become exhausted. I will say though that Bramble, you do not because you rolled a dragon. So that is an extra little bonus. But Gideon, you'll just have to mark the exhausted condition on your character. But that's all you suffer.
Sweet.
Which brings us to...
Wait,
The
I have
next-
to. Right?
Oh, yeah, you got to roll.
Yeah. Can I push
Oh,
it?
you failed. Do you want to push it?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay, you barely succeeded. So you are just exhausted then.
Well, I'm angry. But yeah.
So you pushed it. You push it to become angry.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you'll just have to take another condition, whatever you want, whichever
Oh.
one you want.
Wait.
If you're already exhausted, then you have to take
Oh,
another
then
one.
I'll take exhausted then.
Yeah, that's the one you're supposed to take for
Oh.
the poison. You became angry just because you pushed, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Poison? I don't
Oh,
wait.
so she gets exhausted and angry.
Correct.
Because I had to push it?
Yeah, like
No, so you pushed it, which made you go angry.
Mm-hmm.
You still succeeded, meaning you have a limited effect of the paralyzing poison,
Oh, a
which
limited
makes you
effect.
exhausted.
Yeah.
That's why you have both of those.
Okay.
better than paradise.
Okay, as these spores start trickling to the ground, these vines aren't super happy. It's the next round, everybody, and this one's straight up. So thin branches wrap themselves around all adventurers within 6 meters. Are you guys within 6 or are you farther? Ah! Oh, you're all within 6. Okay, so you guys can all try to dodge these or take the strangling branches. It's up to you. Otherwise, you're going to take D8 bludgeoning damage and then the old grapple again. But if you guys want to try to evade, you can do that.
Yeah, Bramble's gonna evade
Okay.
or try to at least.
Yep, Bramble or Serial gets out of the way. Uh-oh, Bramble doesn't unless he wants to push it.
Yeah, he'll try to push this.
Okay.
Let's go angry also.
Oh, no! Another demon rolled.
Just falling apart, isn't it?
Oh man, I know. What about Gideon? Is Gideon gonna give me a evade,
How
or is
much
he
was
gonna
the
take
damage?
it? It's gonna be a D8, and then plus you're gonna be grappled.
Yeah,
So I'll
we'll
just roll
evade
the
it.
D8. Did you say you're gonna take it or try to evade?
I'm gonna evade it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, you succeed. So really, the only one who's affected is Bramble. So you take not much damage probably because of all your armor. It's let me target. Is it none you're gonna take? Oh, 0, man. Lucky you. All armored up. Okay, but you are stuck, which brings us to Donovan. Donovan, you hear all kinds of craziness going on outside. Screeches and cracking and yelping. What do you want to do while you're inside this vestibule?
I'm gonna open this door right in front of me.
He's like, oh, fuck it. I'm going to open the door. All right, you can click and open the door.
Because he's more like, oh, well, it sounds like they probably have everything under control.
Do you have light or no?
Yeah, I have a torch.
Oh, so you just lit the torch. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you see a large passage opening up into an even larger room, a spacious room, and it has a dome ceiling, just the very edge of the torchlight. But that's in the distance. It almost feels like you can see something like an altar at the very far northern part of the room. But when you open these doors, there's like this extremely dry and dusty air comes right at you.
Well, he's curious. I can at most move 4 spaces, so I can't even go in that far.
Oh, I should say too, you do see the very center of the room. There is a patch of light where you look up toward the dome ceiling and you see that the vines, these briars, have broken through.
Ooh. I'll move up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, you can move as much as you want.
1, 2, I can move 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3,
4. Okay, yeah, you make it 4 spaces. All right, that'll bring us back to Serial. What does Serial want to do?
I want to grab these guys and run away from these brambles.
Okay. So you want to just run your, let's see, your movement is 14, so you can run 14. If you want to double your movement, you can run 14 squares.
Okay. Wait, and Peabody's like gone, right? Where's Peabody at?
He's right here.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, he's right there.
He's
Okay.
right there. Yeah.
Did you? Okay, I think.
So you're just moving to him, or are you moving further?
I think I can move further, so I'll move further.
Okay. Okay, and then Peabody's up next. As you see Serial dash past you, going inside the temple.
Peabody is going to follow inside, and he can move 10.
Okay.
So
you safely make it inside, and then Bramble is up next.
Bramble's going to try to strength his way.
You got to roll a strength check.
Bound up with these brambles.
So yeah, why don't you roll me a strength check and see if you break free?
Okay.
Can I help him?
Yeah, you can help.
Is that a boon?
So you'll get a boon, yeah.
Okay.
Boon your strength, and your strength is probably crazy anyway, isn't it? 17, yeah. Easy peasy. Wow, look at that. Boom. So you burst out of these things. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll give you a bonus if there's anything you'd like to do. Otherwise, I'll let you move like double your movement or something if you're trying to get the hell out of here.
Is Gideon's fine? Like he's not bound or anything?
No, he's not. He is not bound currently. Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'll say you could pick him up because it was a strength move and just run too.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna just like bust out of the thorns and grab Gideon and throw him over my shoulder and like take off running. Let's go.
Okay, you guys make it away from the strangling briars, which is going to bring us to the end of tonight's session. Woo. Thanks for hanging out with us on the stream, everybody. If you're watching in the future, thank you guys as well. Thank you, Patrick, for the amazing system that makes our lives easier, and Andreas and Noel for the cool tunes. And we'll be back next week, everybody, with more Dragonbane to see what this ancient purple-ish temple with demonic murals turns out to be. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Have a great night, and see you next time.